Former President Barack Obama headlined Night 2 of the DNC, rallying support behind Vice President Kamala Harris. And Russia officials say Moscow came under the largest attack by Ukrainian drones since the war began over 2 years ago. The Morning Rundown starts now.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world. This is the Morning Rundown.
Today is Wednesday, August 21st. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kara Rucker. Tonight, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will formally accept the nomination for vice president at the Democratic National Convention. And among those set to speak at day 3 of the DNC is former President Bill Clinton. A recap of the events from day 2 of the convention. It was a night of Democratic Party star power, including speeches from the Obamas. Former President Barack Obama closed out the night by rallying up the crowd, throwing his full support behind Vice President Kamala Harris and taking shots at her opponent.
We do not need 4 more years of bluster and bumbling and chaos. We have seen that movie before, and we all know that the sequel is usually worse. America's ready for a new chapter. America's ready for a better story. We are ready for a President Kamala Harris.
While the DNC speeches were unfolding one after the other, Harris was about 90 miles away from the convention, campaigning in Milwaukee. She took a brief pause to make a virtual appearance by live stream into the DNC last night. Tonight, her running mate Walz will headline Night 3 with a primetime speech. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ticket, former President Donald Trump is continuing a rally blitz across battleground states, campaigning in Michigan with an emphasis on crime and inflation. Today, Trump will join his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, in North Carolina to talk about national security. But also making headlines this morning is the potential endorsement of Trump from RFK Jr. His running mate, Nicole Shanahan, said on a podcast they have 2 options. 1, stay in the race, or 2, join forces with Trump to avoid a Kamala Harris presidency. RFK Jr. has yet to comment on this direction of his campaign, but said Tuesday he is open to talks with other political parties with similar goals. A CNN reporter asked Trump yesterday whether he would consider RFK Jr. for a spot in his administration following the news of RFK Jr.'s potential endorsement, and Trump said he is open to the idea. Florida Representative Matt Gaetz won his primary on Tuesday, defeating the candidate backed by former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Gaetz beating out Navy veteran Aaron Demock in the deep red 1st District of the Florida Panhandle. McCarthy and his allies had targeted Gaetz as well as 3 other Republicans who voted to oust him from the speakership late last year. McCarthy did claim 1 win, helping to defeat House Freedom Caucus Chairman Bob Good from Virginia earlier this summer, while South Carolina Representative Nancy Mace and Arizona's Eli Crane won each of their races. New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez has officially resigned. Tuesday was his last day in office. It comes just over a month after a jury convicted him on federal bribery charges. The state's Democratic governor is tapping former top aide George Helmy to succeed the 3-term incumbent until the November election results for the Senate seat are certified. It's a high-stakes race, with Democrats holding a narrow majority in the Senate. In what is one of the largest drone attacks since the Russia-Ukraine war began, Moscow officials said they shot down at least 12 Ukrainian drones targeting Moscow overnight. While it's not clear how many drones were launched in total, Russia says it took out more than 45 over various regions. The attacks come as Russia is advancing in eastern Ukraine and trying to fight off Ukraine's incursion into the Kursk region, which is the biggest foreign attack on Russian territory since World War II. Finally, this morning, the Federal Trade Commission's plan to ban non-compete agreements in the workplace is no longer happening as of now. That's because on Tuesday, a federal judge in Texas blocked the new rule that would have made it easier for employees to quit a job and go work for a competitor or start a competing business. The judge ruling the FTC exceeded its statutory authority in making its decision back in April. The judge concluding the ban would cause irreparable harm. The rule was to take effect on September 4th, with the FTC saying non-compete agreements restrict workers' freedoms and suppress wages. An FTC spokesperson says the agency is considering appealing the judge's decision. These are your top stories for this Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, I'm Kara Rucker. Have a great day.